Ego. So, ego is quite often seen to be a negative thing, and actually, when I meet a lot of people and they talk about, oh, I'm working on my ego though, I'm trying to drop the ego. I think there's a misunderstanding that your ego is actually not such a bad thing. Like when we're young, we're developing our personality and our character, and we develop an ego from a young age when we're learning to talk and walk and we're little kids interacting. And then we become more socially accustomed to sharing our ego to fit in with ideals and perceptions when we reach those sort of adolescent years. And then as we get older and turn into adults, we tend to get stuck in our ego. And it's only at that point when you feel like you get stuck and it's inhibiting you because it's being used as a protective shield to keep people at a distance that the ego can become a problem. It's like that prickly shell that we develop around the seed of who we actually are to protect ourselves from being hurt. And actually, breaking down these walls and exposing yourself to the true identity of who you are is actually where you're going to find your most joy, where you don't feel like you have to live your life in accordance with others' expectations. And actually, going on to the subject of expectations and being judgmental, when we are judgmental of others, are we actually just in line with our own ego expectations and actually rules and restrictions that we place on ourselves? So when you look at your ego, you can look to see if something's serving you or whether it's actually working against you and inhibiting you from actually expressing, revealing and showing who your true unique identity is. We are not meant to be like anybody else other than ourselves. We're not meant to look, sound, dress. Obviously we all mould into one to some extent because we are energetic and we rub off on one another, our personalities. And you can look at somebody in admiration and go, oh, I like how they've done their hair, or I like, and that's fine, that's normal. But the sole essence of you, and that's not to judge, by the way, for people who do look up to others and dress like them. That's fine as well if that feels right for you. It's not for me to judge. But what I am trying to say is ego isn't necessarily a bad thing, but to be true to yourself, it's about feeling naked in your truth and stripping back the layers to actually reveal the true personality, the true unique beauty of the soul that you are on this earth, and to embrace it fully.